The rain returned to Rosewell the day Ayla came back. Years had passed since she last walked those cobblestone streets, the bookstore still standing like a memory carved in time. She wore a beige trench coat, her steps hesitant, as if the town could sense the weight in her chest. Her heels clicked softly, drowned beneath the sound of raindrops and unresolved echoes of the past. She hadn't planned on seeing him. She told herself it would just be a signing, a quiet event for her newest novel. A quick in and out. But fate had a cruel way of flipping pages she thought were long closed. 5 years ago, she and Liam were inseparable. He loved her laugh. She loved the way he read in silence, his brow furrowed, his fingers gently tapping each page as if words had a heartbeat. They used to sit in the corner of that very bookstore, 2 coffees, 1 book between them. They never needed much. Until life demanded more. Her writing took off. Publishers wanted her in New York. He had just signed the papers to take over the family shop. Neither of them said it out loud. But they both felt the goodbye long before it arrived. And then she left. No fight. No final hug. Just a letter. Written in the quiet of her new apartment, sealed with trembling fingers, never sent. It sat for years in a drawer, yellowing with time. Her confession, her heartbreak, her truth. Left unread. Ayla stepped inside, the bell above the door chiming like a gasp. And there he was. Liam. He looked older. Gentler. The kind of man who had healed. But never forgot. His eyes met hers, and in that split second every chapter they'd buried came flooding back. He blinked, lips parting slightly. Ayla. She tried to smile. Tried to breathe. All she could say was, "Hey." They sat across from each other once more, in their old spot. No coffee. No book. Just silence and soaked emotions drying. "I wrote you," she finally said. "A letter. Explaining everything. Why I left. Why I couldn't say goodbye." He looked down, fingers curling over the edges of the table. "Why didn't you send it?" he asked, voice barely a whisper. She met his eyes, tears clinging to the corner of hers. "Because I was scared. That you'd read it, and still not come after me." He exhaled. The kind of breath that sounded like a release of years. And then he reached across the table, gently taking her hand. "I never stopped waiting at that door." They stood under the awning. The rain still fell, but now, it felt softer, like a curtain lifting. Ayla pulled something from her coat. The letter. He took it, unfolding it carefully. As his eyes scanned the faded ink, something changed in his face. Something fragile and beautiful. He looked up. And in that moment, it didn't matter that 5 years had passed. It didn't matter that pages had gone unturned. Because this time, he was going to stay. And she wasn't going to run. Sometimes the words we're too afraid to say are the ones that could have rewritten everything.